After the birth of Paris, a pregnancy that was littered with problems and left her unable to have any more children, Roe became increasingly unsatisfied with their arrangement and asked Jackson for a divorce, which he granted on October 8, 1999. As a result, Roe received around $10 million as a divorce settlement and gave Jackson full custody rights to her children. At the time, both Roe and Jackson requested privacy and asked the public not to speculate on the reasons for their divorce, citing mounting media speculation and press intrusion as a primary factor for their marriage breakdown. They concluded that despite coming to the end of married life, they would continue to remain friends. In a 2003 television documentary, The Michael Jackson Interview, the footage you were never meant to see, a rebuttal video to the Martin Bashir interview, Living with Michael Jackson, Roe attempted to explain her relationship with Jackson and their 2 children. Quote, "My kids don't call me mom because I don't want them to. They're Michael's children. It's not that they are not my children, but I had them because I wanted him to be a father. People make remarks, I can't believe she left her children. Left them? I left my children. I did not leave my children. My children are with their father where they are supposed to be." However, in 2004, Roe legally applied for temporary custody of her 2 children, or at least rights for visitation, during Michael Jackson's much-publicized legal drama when he was accused again of child molestation, a trial she testified at for the prosecution. A damaging blow to prosecutors as she described how she had tried to protect him from the mother of his teenage accuser. Debbie Rowe also portrayed Jackson as an innocent victim of the opportunistic vultures running his affairs. That the singer was, quote, easily manipulated, especially if he was scared. His former wife said tearfully, quote, "There are different Michaels. There's my Michael and then there's the Michael that everyone else sees." When Roe's tearful testimony damaged the prosecution in Jackson's trial, some observers suggested the King of Pop would reward her with generous visitation with the kids she legally gave up to him in their divorce. A judge later ruled Roe's surrender of parental rights was invalid due to procedural errors, and she got a second chance at the bargaining table. But after months of legal wrangling, Roe didn't even score a regular schedule of visits with the children she wept for on the witness stand. Instead, Roe was at the mercy of Jackson, who was now living at least part-time in Bahrain, and his nanny to arrange visits when she asked for them. Quote, "There is no specific number of times that she can see them. It's by request on a case-by-case basis." Although Jackson smiled and batted his eyes at Roe in court, he showed little interest in rekindling their friendship. A source close to the situation said, quote, "A phone call to say thanks would have been nice. It didn't happen. He truly does not want her in his life." Following the singer's death in 2009, his mother Catherine was made the permanent guardian of Prince, Paris, and their half-brother Blanket. In addition, a new custody arrangement was made with Roe, who now had visitation rights with her 2 children, but would receive no money beyond the spousal agreement already in place, reportedly worth $8.5 million. A statement said the timing, frequency, and manner of Roe's visits would be determined after consultation with a child psychologist. Despite Debbie Rowe's attempt to remain in her biological children's lives, Paris Jackson told Rolling Stone in 2017, quote, "When I was really young, my mom didn't exist. After realizing she must have a mother, she asked her brother Prince and father about the truth. She continued, quote, and he's like, yeah. And I was like, what's her name? And he's just like, Debbie. And I was like, okay, well, I know the name. After her father's sudden death, Paris started researching her mother and finally met her again when she was 13 years old. While it is not clear how close of a connection they maintained during the years which followed, Paris was part of her mother's life when, in 2016, Debbie was diagnosed with breast cancer. Speaking on Entertainment Tonight about her diagnosis, Debbie spoke of her bond with Paris. She said, quote, "She is my rock. She's amazing. She has been with me the whole time." Later, both Paris and Prince gave updates during their mother's chemotherapy, which ended in January 2017. However, in a 2017 interview, Prince said little about his relationship with Debbie, saying Paris needed a mother figure, hence her decision to find her after Michael's death. Paris said, quote, "I've had a lot of mother figures, but by the time my mom came into my life, it wasn't a mommy thing. It's more of an adult relationship. We're both very stubborn." Then in 2018, It was reported Paris cut ties with her mother and moved to a commune in Topanga Canyon, Los Angeles. However, in 2019, images were released of the pair sharing a maternal embrace at Paris's concert with her then-boyfriend Gabriel Glenn, whom Debbie said she had met and approved of. Today, it is unclear if they've remained in touch, as they have not been seen together since, and both rarely do interviews or speak of their private life publicly.